Some of the new audio capabilities are actually quite exciting, especially in our industry. Many years ago, earlier in my career, we installed traditional paging systems and audio systems for schools, healthcare, uh, for manufacturing, for a lot of facilities and a lot of industries. And so we've been kind of waiting for the paging, the audio side to catch up with the newer technologies. And so finally we have something to take to market, and we've partnered with Axis on their audio, and it's been out for a number of years, and it's just keeping getting better and better, and to where it's actually just as good, if not better, than the traditional paging systems. Just the other day, we were finalizing a school system, and we heard how the customers were actively changing the bell schedules for their exam periods, and then also that during special days during the calendar, they were playing music in the hallways, and they were changing the bell tones for particular things. So it was just kind of exciting that these people were interacting with this system that traditionally wasn't, they actually didn't like the system because sometimes it didn't work. It was very old, it was very analog. And now they have this system to do this. And then, some of the other things that we're doing is we're tying that old audio solution into security. So we're taking this paging system, and now it's becoming another device to where we can put analytics to where we're listening for certain things, or we're tying it into the security systems to where we can play automated messages. It's just exciting to where when you can take, a traditional cost, for a paging system, and now that same paging system is now a security device on your network.
Traditional analog audio solutions, or maybe a 70-watt analog audio solution, was a bit different than what we see today, where it required typically a rack full of equalizers and amplifiers and somebody that could understand how to manage that solution. What we see now with network audio solutions are much easier to manage, as we see many customers are becoming familiar with solutions where they can control it from a single web portal or a website. And that's really what network audio is enabling: the ability to quickly change a bell schedule or quickly change around your background music, quickly change around your preemptive alerts for certain events. And we're also seeing the benefit of those racks of equalizers and amplifiers disappear. And the only real requirement now with these network-based solutions or network-based speakers is IP addresses and network switches. Oftentimes, many customers already have that existing infrastructure in place, and now we can add a audio solution to it. And even better, if that customer has network video or IP cameras in their environment, we can now make those IP cameras be proactive and provide proactive audio alerts based on events. Other things and other considerations around network audio are analytics on board the speakers. So we can now understand, and this would be inclusive of cameras and other devices as well, but we can now understand aggression or loud noise or glass break. Depending on analytic capability, we can do gunshot detection, right? So again, enabling us to be much more responsive in an environment, especially in a school environment, for example, or in healthcare environment, where we're dealing sometimes with stressful situations and seconds really count. The ability to take the onboard analytics of these devices and understand what the device is hearing, not just seeing, we can now act on it much quicker. Another consideration for these devices, I think Jeff alluded to it earlier, cameras and other network-based security devices are really a sensor hub. And what we're seeing with some of our audio devices is PIR, or motion-based sensors, being included with these. So as an example, we can understand when a person is around or near a speaker and only play audio when the person is near around it, thus saving power. Or we can also send a notification or an alert to your alarm system notifying you that, hey, maybe somebody's walking through the hallways in the evening that shouldn't be there, and they weren't detected in an area where there is no video camera, but there is a speaker. We could potentially provide that proactive alarm notification.